to my channel. My name is Stacey Flowers and I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and I'm on a journey to become 100% debt-free. My current debt is nearly $200,000. I'm on baby step number 2 to repay all of my debt. My current income is right around $5,000 a month, and I work for myself and my company part-time. In this video, I'm going to be going over my May budget report card. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. So we are in June. I didn't realize that I missed my May budget report card, but I want to do that so that way we can keep up with the tracking. I did all of my journaling in the month. I just didn't put the video up, and one amazing subscriber reminded me that it didn't go up. So what I like to do before I look at the dollars and cents is to ask myself some reflection questions, because for me this process is more than just dollars and cents, and I really it helps me to be able to understand what's going on with me and the money, to reflect in the beginning. So for May, what am I grateful for? Probably the number one thing that I'm grateful for in May is my coach pushing me to scale my company. It is very scary to scale, and for those of you guys who are not familiar with like entrepreneurship or business stuff, scaling is when you grow your company, but you grow it in a way where you're not doing more work, but you're serving more people. So for example, like as a speaker, you can start out speaking to audiences of 200 and like master that, and then learn how to speak to an audience of 2,000, then learn how to speak to an audience of 20,000, then learn how to speak to an audience of 200,000. You're still delivering an hour of work, but the number of people you're serving in that same time is grown. So I have scaled my business across all of my revenue streams, and if it wasn't for my coach, I wouldn't have done that. And so it's quite a phenomenal, interesting experience to do that. So I'm super grateful that I have a coach and she pushed me to do that. The second thing that I'm grateful for in May is time. May went by very, very slow. And you know, when it first started going by, I was just like, man, I feel like this month is going really slow. Like every day, like it seemed like I just had really full days. And it's funny because I was talking to my therapist and I was just like, I think it's just because I'm really present. Like there's no overwhelming fatigue or disassociation or anything like that happening this month. I'm just really, really present to everything. And so it's like I'm experiencing every single second, every single minute of this month. But I'm grateful it went by slow, because there was so much I was learning and doing for my company that like I needed more time to be able to digest that. So I'm super, super grateful that for time in the month of May, and that it went by really, really slow. And then the last thing that I'm really grateful for in the month of May are my current and future clients. I have the clients and customers. I feel like I have the most amazing clients. Like if I could wish for entrepreneurs to have one thing that I have, it would be for them to have the kind of clients that I have. My clients are fantastic. My customers are incredible. There were some issues with some things, and this is a little bit more so going into June, but there were some issues with some products and things like that. And rather than my clients or my customers like flipping out, like they were so kind and so generous. And so I'm super grateful to the ones that I have now. I'm super grateful to the ones that are coming in the future. Like I am very, very fortunate that I managed to build communities around me that are absolutely incredible. You guys are phenomenal. Like I love this community and all the communities that I created, and I am deeply grateful for the clients and customers who rise from the community into investing in my company. I deeply appreciate that, and for you for supporting my work. What worked this month, the big thing that worked this month was me acknowledging beforehand that I was going to make lower income. So I look at my income daily, because I have a daily revenue goal, and essentially my daily revenue goal is to make each day what I'm paying in interest on my student loans, which like if I make that, then I'm like, okay, I'm semi ahead. Now technically I'm not really ahead, because obviously I'm not directly applying that, but I at least want to make that each and every single day. So I check my company revenue every single day, and I knew that this month was going to be a lower earning month, because I was channeling more of my activities into stuff to help me scale versus profit generating activities. And so me acknowledging that beforehand was really, really important, because it helped me to not feel bad or get overwhelmed or be distraught that my income wasn't where it normally is. So that's what worked. What didn't work is me being comfortable with earning less. I don't want to be comfortable with earning less anymore. And I don't think that there's anything that I can do. I can just apply some compassion to it. It's just my comfort level. Like, I just have to understand that that income is a comfort income for me, but it doesn't work being that comfortable, right? So it was a good thing that I acknowledged that it was going to be less, but I think some time period in there, like, gave myself a pass to not even maybe try, and that's why it didn't work, because there's way too much comfort in that to the point where I'm not really stretching and maybe like doing what I could do with respect to my actual real potential. What do I need to start doing? I need to start embracing the discomfort of success, abundance, and choice. And I knew that I had a fear of success, but I did not realize that, like, facing the fear of success is one thing, but then sitting with the new feelings is a totally different thing, right? Like, it's really uncomfortable being as successful as I am right now. It's even uncomfortable to say that, but I'm practicing saying it more now because I want to get comfortable with it. And the level of discomfort that I have was saying that it was difficult, it was hard, it was challenging. Like, it's not hard for me to say when things are going bad. Why is it so hard for me to say when things are going good? And I want to overcome that. And you guys know I heal really well through talking out loud. So I want to get very comfortable with the level of success that I have. I want to get comfortable with the abundance that I have. And I don't want to get comfortable. I want to embrace the discomfort. I am willing to allow it to be uncomfortable for the next year, however long it takes, and I'm going to do it anyway, even if it's uncomfortable, because I think that there's a part of me that's seeking comfort and I'm looking for it, and it's just like, it's not going to happen. This is uncomfortable, Stacey. You're not familiar with this level. It's uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar, not because it's wrong. So just go ahead and be uncomfortable. What do I need to stop doing? I need to stop dishonoring my earlier decisions. So you guys will have seen a video, and I'll put a link in the description box, where I had made 4 decisions that I was going to shift this year. I believe trainer, increasing my food budget, decorating my home, and then having a social life. And then maybe 3 months in, I went back on that decision, and I need to stop doing that. I have to honor the decisions I made before I was in this amount of discomfort, because I made those decisions in anticipation of this discomfort. So while it may not be comfortable to be as successful as I am right now, I can make my home comfortable, so when I'm here, I feel good at home, even if I don't feel good in the midst of the success that I have. So I need to stop dishonoring my earlier decisions, which you guys can see that I'm getting back to it. I've installed a mural on my wall. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you can see that I'm doing a little closet renovation. So decorating is underway, and I've been going to a few more social events as of late. So honoring those decisions. And then the last thing that I like to reflect on is, what is my intention for next month? And I feel like I've set this intention before, but it bears repeating and it bears completing. My intention for next month is to pay off all my debts except for my student loans. So that is what I have for my reflection. Now I'm going to throw you over my shoulders, and we are going to take a look at my numbers. So, all right. So here is my budget. It's showing that I'm $15.74 over budget, and I believe that is because I brought my minimum debt payments up to $2,000 a month and just never reconciled it. And you'll see as we go down into the budget that there was $15, more than $15 that was able to cover that amount. But let's get into it. So my company paid me $5,000. I got gift money of $130. So total income was $5,130. Paid $500 towards my tithes, $500 towards my child support, which again, I have to make sure that I'm doing that at the beginning of the month, so that way I don't get weird pants. Towards the end, my emergency fund is still where it needs to be. I haven't added anything to my health savings funds. I withdrew $75. I believe my homemaking fund was $175. I need to go back and watch another video. In the place where I'm holding the money, that's how much was in there, but I don't know if that was money that was from something else. So I just need to double check that. But I did spend $75 of that on this lovely mural here that will be updated in another video. Did not do any savings for my son's birthday. Haven't done any savings for Christmas just yet. You guys know savings is not my strong suit yet. It's going to become something that I'm amazing at, but it's just not there yet. Rent is $930, and that is including those utility expenses and whatnot. Electricity is I put aside $35, but now I'm back on my regular budget and it's $25. Same thing for gas. I put aside $35, but it came out as $25. And then my second gas is now looped into my actual rent payment in real life. So now that $35, I no longer have to spend that because it's just going to be lumped into my rent payment. So that is nice. Then we come down to groceries. Groceries, it looks like I spent $187.27, which is to be expected. I feel like what is that, $12 and change. I feel like I'm sure I spent that on like a snack or something somewhere, but I started out using cash, and there was only one thing that I ended up getting with my card, and that was my protein powder. So I think that's how it went. I'm not 100% for sure. I'll have to double check. But I do know that I did have cash on hand when I was spending for this grocery budget. So I do think converting the grocery budget into cash at the top of the month is going to be the wisest decision. So I think that I'm going to adopt that moving forward, because I'm very surprised that this is under budget. But I think it's just because I could see the money directly going to what it was going towards. Transportation, I'm just a little bit under budget at $48.41. This is in large part because I finally separated my business from my personal expenses, because my business transportation budget, I feel like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's right, but it's just like, what? I'm gonna have to put myself on a business, how many places I can go in my business a month thing, and it just tends to be much further. So like my personal transportation budget is like $3, $3.63. My business transportation budget, I feel like every time I go somewhere it's like $10 or more, and I'm like, this adds up quick. But sorry, that's an aside. Back to this. My renter's insurance is $575. My health coverage is $150. You will see for life insurance I spent $30 instead of the $15. My life insurance policy is actually going to be, I believe, $27.93. I believe that's what it's going to be. But I set aside $30 for them to be able to make the withdrawal. So that's the reason why I put $30. I guess I should put the exact amount for my thing. But just in my mind, I just was like, it's $30, just so that I could just have it be taken care of. But I'll need to correct that for next month, so I'm not rounding up my numbers. Therapy, did go to therapy a few times this month. So $140 came out for that. $400 for my trainer, $499 for my gym membership. Pocket money, I didn't give myself pocket money this month, and then $100 for my son's college prep. Then you come down to my debts, and this is probably where there's the most significant change. I don't know why that one doesn't. I'll have to go back in and add that $1,000 there, but it should have shown $1,000. But $200 towards the IRS, $45 towards medical, $100 towards BCD, $655 towards my undergrad, and $1,000 towards my graduate, which that's what I'm going to rename those two debts, so that way they are more emotional, because I want to stir up some emotion about them. So I'm tired of it, so I can generate some irritation with it. So I don't know why this doesn't have it on here. I'm just going to add it just so you guys can see what my total debt that I paid. So according to my totals, like I plan to pay $2,000. That would have put my debt to income ratio at 39%, which is not bad. I prefer to be 50% or higher, so I'm definitely slacking there. But again, you know, my lifestyle is at 13%. I prefer for that to be a little closer to 10%. My insurance went up just a little bit because I did add that life insurance, but I am really grateful to have my life insurance pull back into the fold. My housing is above what I want it to be. It's 20%, and I would like to see my housing be closer to 10 to 15%. So I'm gonna do what I need to do to try to shift that. And then my giving is at 19% based on what I had planned. It wiggled a little bit based on what I actually spent. But you can see that for debt total went out was $2,000 versus my lifestyle of $689. So all in all, not a bad month. Again, this month went by very, very slow, which I was super grateful for that. I had some stuff come up at the beginning of the month that was really intense for me. And I eventually was able to work through it. I made some really tough decisions this month. But I'm grateful overall that in the tough decisions that I made and in some of the tough, intense things that came up this month, that emotional overwhelm did not carry over into my budget. And I think it's really just because I was like, I want to be on budget this month. Like, I was just super adamant about, like, I don't want to bust any of my budget lines. And I think just making that the focus really caused it to show up in the budget. So only over budget on my life insurance, which I feel like I'm okay with being over budget on my life insurance since it's activating a policy. And I'm still going to give myself, I'll give myself an A minus. I'll give myself an A because I didn't go over budget in any of the places that I normally do. I also give myself an A for resetting my budget for May because I think that that really set me up for the remainder of the month. I give myself an A because, you know, a lot of stuff came up that could have derailed this month and I just didn't let that happen. Also get an A for using the cash for groceries. I do think that that impacted that significantly. You know, yeah, just an A for just getting back on top of the budget in general. It's a minus because the payment for my life insurance is higher, and it's also a minus because my debt percentage going to debt, I want that to be at 50% or higher. So it's the only reason why I say A minus instead of a full A is because of those two things. But that is my grade for May. I'm super excited to see what happens in June, and I deeply appreciate you for supporting my work. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.